afternoon, Your Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to the beautiful Al Wasl Plaza here at Expo 2020 Dubai. What a show we've got for you in store this afternoon. Big question, any Formula One fans in this afternoon? I think you can do better with this next question. Any Sir Lewis Hamilton fans in this afternoon? Good news, the man himself will be on the stage in a matter of moments. We are live across the globe, the thousands in attendance and the millions watching right here at Expo 2020 Dubai. We are in for one heck of a show over the course of the next 20 minutes or so. Before we welcome our special guest onto this very stage, it gives me great pleasure to welcome a truly Asia cultural performance, a repertoire blending song and dance that depicts the exciting diversity of cultures, festivals, traditions, and customs, offering a myriad of experiences like no other. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, put your hands together for our performers on stage. It gives me great pleasure to welcome Kanjeet Neglaput. It is the dance of the Upper River tribe in Sarawak. It portrays the nimble but stealthy steps of a man hunting in the jungle with a traditional blowpipe. The dance is accompanied by soothing sounds of the traditional sape. Alongside that, it gives me great pleasure, the Anglaglang Maganuatup. It is the dance of the Murit people in the Sabah state and involves a group of ladies adorned in elaborately beaded and embroidered costumes while it tests the performer's skills in dancing between clapping bamboo pipes. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, make some noise. gentlemen, boys and girls, it is your 7-time Formula One World Champion, 103 race victories. He is a knight of the realm. It is Mercedes-AMG. It is Mr. Sir Lewis Hamilton.
How you guys doing? Wow, I was really not expecting to see so many people. Thank you all for being here. I think we should stand, no?
Yeah, you want to stand, Lewis? We can stand. You're a popular man. Look at this turnout, incredible.
I'm so happy to be here in Dubai. We got this race week. You guys ready?
I've got to start, Lewis. First and foremost, you're looking well. Expo 2020 Dubai welcomes you. Give us your first impressions. It's quite an incredible facility.
Yeah, I mean, I've been driving past this place for quite some time, and then I've never had the opportunity to come. It's amazing. The facilities are incredible. It's crazy to think that this has been built in such a short space of time, and it's going to be taken down. Some of the stuff is going to be taken down, but obviously repurposed. But love you too, sweetie.
Yeah, there's a lot of people that love you in here, I think it's fair to say, Lewis. You are over here, of course, with PETRONAS, AMG, Mercedes, proud sponsor, long-term partnership. What have you been up to today here at Expo 2020?
So I've been over in the Malaysia Pavilion. PETRONAS has taken us through their sustainability plans and goals, target carbon neutral in 2050. So it's been really quite interesting to see the whole process and getting young people into STEM over in Malaysia, more engineers, you know, the kids of the future. So
you mentioned the word there, sustainability. It is the buzzword right now. You, of course, in a sport, Formula One, what a sport it is. We'll get to your career in just a moment. Sustainability, could Formula One be doing more?
Where are you from?
From Scotland.
Scotland.
Can you understand me?
No, I'm trying to understand it.
Does anyone else want my job? Sustainability in Formula One. More focus on it.
Is it I or we?
It's I and we.
I.
We can do both.
So what was the question?
Sustainability, Formula One. Can more be done?
Well, Formula One, of course, I mean, it's booming right now. Obviously, everyone's watching the Netflix series.
Yes.
It's been quite crazy to see the whole like build-up of this sport just from that. I think it's always been such a great sport, but so many people haven't seen the in-depth version of what goes on within sport. So I think it's been interesting. But I've been having a lot of conversations with Formula One about what they're doing. We're going to all these different countries, but in the past, not necessarily been working on leaving a great footprint in the background.
Yeah.
So there's always been a lot of waste. So there's been a huge amount of work that is going on currently. And I think you can't do it on your own. So it's about having good partners. Mercedes, for example, we're also carbon zero, carbon neutral, and really just focusing on really pushing technology forward. And everything that we do is the best test bench for technology as well. So everything that we're working on trickles down into everyday use.
It's encouraging to hear that, Lewis. I want to ask about how you have enjoyed your off-season, lessons perhaps you've learnt. I mean, how has been the past couple of months for you, Lewis?
Yeah, the off-season has been a bit different. It's been a bit crazy. And hey, my off-season, Abu Dhabi is obviously, it was a difficult period of time, I think, probably for all of us. And obviously we were living in a crazy time in the world. But I had to unplug. Just so you know, if any of you want to do it, just unplugging from social media is a really, really good thing. But I missed everyone that follows and supports. But I really needed the time to really recenter, refocus. I was with my family, trying to be the best uncle I can be, and just creating memories with my family, rebuilding, and I've come back to fight.
Oh, that's good. Yeah, that's very good to hear. Can I ask, Lewis, it's a personal question, but what have you learnt about yourself in the last couple of months?
Oh, everyone goes quiet. I think for me, you know, my whole life has been about winning. Since I've been racing 29 years. So I think having that mentality of always knowing that you can be better, but I think during this time, realizing that winning is not everything. And then sometimes when you lose, you actually win and grow. And my advice for people is just don't be afraid of failure. because you will always meet failure on the way to success. And so, I couldn't do what I do without all the support from you guys, so big thank you. And I've come back to fight for that 8th, so that's what I'm here for. So.
Well, that's the loudest cheer of the day. Now, Petronas, I think their motto is outrace yourself. It's a beautiful motto, that. It doesn't matter what is happening in other cars, it's about yourself. If you are the very best version of yourself, you can sleep well at night, Lewis. What version of Lewis Hamilton are we going to see in 2022?
Jeez. I'm always trying to be better. I'm always trying to be the best version of myself. I think we're living in a crazy time in the world, and I think for all of us, probably always just trying to stay focused on being happy, finding that happy center, you know, being the best you can be every single day. For me, it's right now focused on being the healthiest I can be. So I think today I feel the healthiest, the fittest I've ever been, the most focused. My work ethic, I think, is better than it's ever been, and I know exactly what I want, and I know exactly how to get there. But it's not an easy road, but I know together we can do it. So, you know, stay with me.
Love that. Talk to me then. Let's talk technical if we can. How have the last week or so been over in Bahrain? There's been pre-season testing. Where are Mercedes at present?
The testing's been difficult. Have you guys been watching? Yeah. It's crazy because years ago we used to have a lot of test days, and now we only have literally, it's like, what is it? 3 days, 2.5 days. I think it's 2 days in the car, 3 days in the car altogether. So it's not a lot of laps. You're still, when we go into this race this week, we're still learning about the car. We probably will be for the first 4 races at least. We've got a lot of problems. As you've seen, everyone's bouncing up and down. It's interesting because I was worried that, you know, I'm 37 now, so I'm racing against George, which he's only 24, right? But he had problems with, you know, he was feeling it in his back, so it's not just an age thing.
I love that. He looks good for 37, doesn't he, ladies and gentlemen? He looks good for 37.
No, but the test was tough. But the great thing, like right after this, I have a conference call with all the guys back in Brixworth, talking about the engine, about drivability, about how we can get more power out for this week. Then I have another conference call with all the engineers up at Brackley and just how we can push this car forward, how we can stop it from jumping, how we can extract all the performance for it. So everyone's hype, everyone's excited, and these engineers, they love the challenge, so it's good.
We're confident. I like that, Lewis. We're confident. You've said it, so I don't have to say it. 37 years of age. I think this will be your 16th season in Formula One. Again, another difficult question for you, but in all of what you've achieved, and all what you've learnt in the cockpit, out of the cockpit, what's been the biggest lesson for Lewis Hamilton in your career? That's a
difficult question. Been a long time.
It has been a long time.
I think it's just, I think the biggest lesson through my whole career has just been to never give up on yourself, never stop believing in yourself, keep pushing. Like every single one of us have to have that, right? In everything we do. So I think that's probably been the thing that I've learned the most, just to continue to believe in yourself, value yourself, love yourself. And, you know, I think we're all so unique and different in our own ways. Like, there's no other you. And so you just have to believe that you are unique and you're powerful and beautiful and strong. And there's nothing we can't do if we put our minds to it. And that's what I try and tell myself every day. No matter how many times you stumble, it's not how you fall, it's how you get up.
Love that. Love that. Important message, that. Now, you have won 7 world titles. That is a record-equaling amount of world titles. This question is like, I guess, asking a parent which is their favorite child. Of the 7 world titles, Lewis, what is the one that gives you the most satisfaction and why?
I don't know. How do you guys feel? Honestly, like every single one was different. The first one, honestly, it was having that dream as a kid to be a Formula 1 world champion and eventually actually realizing it was something quite unique and special. Just knowing how much my parents gave up for me to even be able to be there. But then it was quite a while till we got the second championship. But the first one, I wasn't really able to enjoy it as much. There was so much going on. I didn't enjoy it, and it went past in a flash, and the next thing you're into another season. So I would say probably the last one was my favorite because I feel, firstly, there's so many more people on the road and the journey with me, but it really was, confirming my belief in myself of all those years. And when people tell me that I was not going to be great at, I had teachers tell me that I was not going to amount to anything. I had parents tell me that I was never good enough, And so just knowing that those people will be watching the TV and thinking, damn it, I was wrong. So,
Love that. If you thought that was a difficult question, this next one will test you as well. 103 race victories, 12 more than the legendary Michael Schumacher. No one has won more races than you, Lewis. Is there one drive, is there one race win that you lie in bed at night and think, wow, that was incredible?
Brazil? Yeah, Brazil. Brazil last year, I think. It's crazy because I don't remember every single race win or even the failures. 2008, Silverstone was awesome. I think that was one of my best. My first Grand Prix win in 2007, I remember looking down and watching my dad smiling up at me, and that was real deep for me because he was a very hard parent. Not particularly like the most loving because he felt like he had to be this solid rock always. But in that moment, I knew that I made him proud. But I think Brazil was something that I didn't even know that I had in me. So again, that just shows you just got to keep pushing. You can always be better. You can always be better.
It's interesting you mentioned your father there. Of course, a lot of mums and dads here, a lot of their children in with us today. What's your kind of message to them, those that are striving, whether it's in motorsport, whether it could be a different sport, it could be in arts, it could be in any walk of life, in any industry. What would be your message to them, Lewis?
I kind of touched on it earlier, but I think, wow, I see so many people here, so many beautiful faces, and again, it just goes back to, as I was saying, just keep believing in yourself, We're all learning, we're all on this crazy journey called life, and you got to make sure that I know you're all probably working on something, but making sure you find a good balance between that and family and ultimate happiness, enjoying yourself, creating memories. And I just say, just keep challenging yourself. Never be comfortable with just everything being okay. Just like always challenge yourself, whether it's physically, mentally, and just know that you can always progress. You can always be better. And I think for parents, I think the best part of our story, not as a family, is not just, of course, we've had success, but it's really the journey as my dad not knowing what to do with this little crazy kid that had all this energy. And I'm sure there's loads of people here with kids that just want the best for them. But we're not always given all the tools straight away. You're learning on the go, I'm assuming. That's how it is for my sister, at least.
Yeah.
And that's how it is for me as an uncle, really, trying to I want the best for my niece and nephew. So I'm trying to create change within, for example, our industry, getting more young people from diverse backgrounds into STEM subjects. So trying to really making sure that we are utilizing the time that we have here in the best way we can.
Lewis, it's fair to say, beautiful answer again, by the way, you're not just making an impact in Formula One. You've got a lot of, charities that are close to your heart. You're a conservationist, I know, as well. Talk to us a little bit about what is exciting you. What is the next chapter of the Lewis Hamilton kind of story, if you will?
Yeah. Well, we're on mission 44, so 44 has been my race number since I was 8, and it was the registration number on my dad's car was F44. So that was the number my dad used, put on my go-kart when I first started racing. I think for me personally, I've had all these years where I was having this success, but not really understanding why. I was the only person of color to get through to this role, and not only that, but be at the forefront of it. But having all this success surely means there's surely a greater reason for it. But I think for me, I found my calling in the last year or so. Really, we launched the Hamilton Commission to try and understand what the barriers are for young minorities trying to get into the sport, because it is not diverse. It does not look like, Formula One does not look like this place right now, and Formula One has to, in the future, look like this, because I think For all companies, they're realizing today a more diverse workforce is better for success moving forwards. And I think our sport, I'm really leaning on all the leaders within our sport to do what's right and make sure that they invest in young youth, make sure they push down those barriers and create better pipelines. So hopefully in the next 5-10 years, you're going to see the sport looking a lot more like this place.
I love that. We talk about what you're doing outside the car. You're not finishing anytime soon. I know you're 37. You look like a man of 27. You're going to be around the sport for a little while longer yet?
I hope so. I hope so. I think one day at a time, right? I think one day at a time. I think what I do know is that I still love what I do. I'm so challenged. I didn't think at this age I'd feel so sharp and so energized. I'm, still getting up for my morning runs, still putting those workouts in, still putting the time in, more than the other youngsters do, and I've had the success that I had. So I'm grateful that I still got that hunger, and so we'll see. I love seeing all you guys and the support on the race weekends throughout the year. It really, really means the world. So thank you. Really appreciate it.
I've got to ask, final couple of questions from me, Lewis. It's a bit of an unfair one, this. You are at top of the tree. You and Michael Schumacher have no other peers with 7 world titles. What would number 8, if you were to win it, Lewis, what would number 8 mean to you?
Everything. Honestly, I think it's impossible to know what the future holds and what it would feel like. But doing something that no one else has done, of course, would be mind-blowing. And I think I know it would mean so much to all of us that go through all these different emotions through the year, those that are on the road with me, and whether you're at home or at the racetrack, you're there with me in the car and I'm carrying you with me, and still I rise, right? So, yeah. But it would mean the world to my family. It would mean for me knowing that, for example, I'm really proud of my family's name, Hamilton. I'm actually, none of you might know that my mum's name is LeBallestier, and I'm just about to put that in my name because
wow.
I don't really fully understand the whole idea when people get married, then the woman loses her name. And my mum, I really want her name to continue on with the Hamilton name, so.
Wow. When can we see that, Lewis? When are we going to see that? This weekend?
Hopefully soon. No, I don't know if it'll be this weekend, but
okay.
We're working on it.
Working on it. Let's come back to Bahrain then, because it is the opening race of the 2022 season. You've touched on it a little bit. Excited to get back racing again, surely?
It is. You should be a commentator.
I should be.
You should be a commentator. It's good to see the
passion.
Yeah, I mean, Bahrain this week. Are you guys going to be tuning in? Yeah? Yeah, Bahrain's going to be tough. It's very bumpy in Bahrain right now. It's going to be better than it was in testing because it's a night race, obviously. But I'm really, really hoping when I get off this call this evening, they've found some tricks, found some ways to extract more from this car. And there's a lot of cars that were looking quite fast. Like the Alfa Romeo was looking fast, Valtteri was looking quick. Obviously, the Red Bull looks ridiculously fast at the moment, and the Ferraris. But we are the best team. So, undoubtedly, so.
If anyone can, Sir Lewis Hamilton can. Final one from me, Lewis. You've got thousands of your fans here at Expo 2020 Dubai. Last one from me, your message to each and every one of them.
I love you guys. Thank you so much for your time. And thank you for all your energy. I want to just wish you all an amazing year. Just sending you lots of positivity and keep your fingers crossed.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, he is your 7th-time Formula One world champion. He is a Knight of the Realm. Put your hands together for Sir Lewis Hamilton! We thank Lewis for his time here this afternoon. Lewis, thank you so much. You're going to stay there, I believe. You're going to stay there. That's going to drop down. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, it's Mr. Lewis Hamilton. We wish him well in Bahrain. We wish Mercedes-AMG all the very best. One more time before he leaves us. Sir Lewis Hamilton! Thank you, Lewis. A big thanks to each and every one of you for your patience this afternoon. I do sincerely hope you've enjoyed it. Thank you and good night.